the awakening moment. There comes a day in every life when something stirs. Not a loud event, not a banner in the sky, but a quiet pulse in the soul, a whisper so soft yet undeniable. You were made for more than this. That day could be today. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Because the moment you decide, truly decide, to stop waiting, to stop drifting, to stop excusing, is the moment your life begins again. Earl Nightingale once said, "We become what we think about." Not someday, not in 10 years. Now, today, this very breath. You don't need a new year. You don't need permission. You need a decision. And the moment you make it, the universe tilts in your favor because you are no longer a passenger. You are the captain. Mindset, the power of a single thought. Everything begins with one thought, not 1,000 plans, not a perfect morning routine, just one powerful, immovable thought. I refuse to stay the same. It's the same thought that carried Edison through 10,000 failures to one incandescent light. The same thought that whispered to Helen Keller in silence and darkness, "There's still more for you." The same thought that turned average men into legends because they believed differently. You see, it's not the world that must shift. It's not the economy, not your boss, not your family. It's your mind. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That's not a theory. That's a law. You were not born to repeat yesterday. You were born to evolve. And that evolution starts in the space between your ears. Discipline, the small choices that build empires. The difference between those who live and those who exist is not talent. It's not luck. It's what they do when no one is watching. The man who walks into a cold shower at 5 a.m., not because it's fun, but because it sharpens the will. The woman who says no to the donut, not because she hates sugar, but because she loves discipline. The student who opens a book while others scroll aimlessly. These are the architects of transformation. And yes, it starts small. Tiny choices repeated relentlessly. But those choices forge the steel of your identity. Each act of discipline is a vote for the person you are becoming. And every day is an election. What if, just for today, you showed up like the person you say you want to become? You'd stop hitting snooze. You'd stop arguing for your limitations. You'd stop letting fear rent space in your mind for free. Today is your proving ground. Not for perfection, but for commitment. Action. Stop waiting. Start moving. The Stoics were clear. The obstacle is the way. Yet most of us wait for perfect conditions, perfect clarity, perfect weather. Let me tell you something. Truth doesn't wait for your excuses. You're not waiting on life. Life is waiting on you. Action doesn't need motivation. It creates motivation. The most successful people in the world don't always feel like moving. They just move. Because while others are planning, they're planting. While others are hoping, they're harvesting. You want to change your life? Move. Do one thing right now that your future self will thank you for. Send the message. Make the call. Write the paragraph. Walk the mile. It doesn't have to be big. It has to be real. And it has to be now. Clarity, the power of a single standard. Most people don't fail from lack of effort. They fail from lack of clarity. They wake up and drift, reacting instead of commanding. Living by circumstance, not by conviction. But you can draw the line. Right now. A line that says, "This is who I am, and this is who I will no longer be." The Stoics lived with ruthless clarity. They asked, "What do I truly control?" And then they mastered it. Not the weather, not fate, not other people, but their choices, their minds, their standards. When you set a new standard for yourself, one you will not negotiate with, the world begins to respond to you differently because you are no longer signaling confusion. You are broadcasting purpose. Let your energy say what your mouth no longer needs to. I am not like the rest. Vision, the life you see is the life you build. Close your eyes and see it. The life you know you are meant to live. Feel it. Not the Instagram version. Not the highlight reel. The quiet peace of knowing you did your best work. The joy of living with intention. The strength of saying no to what doesn't serve your destiny. That vision isn't fantasy, it's a blueprint. A preview of what's possible when you stop betraying yourself. Your dream is not waiting at the end of a 10-year plan. It's hiding in the daily disciplines you avoid. It's buried under the junk you tolerate. It's suffocating beneath the version of you who's too scared to step out of the familiar. So let the vision burn. Let it sear itself into your soul. Not as a wish, but as a demand. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And systems are built one choice at a time. Gratitude, the anchor of your strength. Now pause. Not because the work is done, but because your strength needs a root. And that root is gratitude. Not the kind you post once a year. Not the hashtag real gratitude. For this breath, for this body that carries you, for this mind that still believes, for the challenges that refined you, even when they broke you. The Stoics called this amor fati, the love of fate. Not just acceptance. Love. For every hardship, every delay, every heartbreak that shaped your character like fire forges steel. You don't need more. You need to see what you already have and use it fully. Because the man who craves endlessly is poor, but the one who acts from fullness, he is free. Speak your gratitude aloud, not just for comfort, but for the discomfort that forced you to grow. That's not weakness. That's power. Resilience, the fire that doesn't burn out. And now when it gets hard, because it will get hard, remember this. You are not here to be spared from difficulty. You are here to withstand it, to be tempered by it. Every obstacle is a mirror. Will you flinch or will you face it? Every delay is a test. Will you quit or will you wait with strength? Every failure is a forge. Will you crumble or will you emerge sharper? Life is not punishing you. It is preparing you. It's building the kind of soul that can carry the weight of greatness. And make no mistake, greatness is heavy. It requires broad shoulders and deep roots. The moment you stop asking, why me, and start saying, try me, everything changes because now you're not a victim. You're a weapon. Self-mastery, the silent crown. The world will tell you freedom is indulgence. But that's a lie. Freedom is self-control. It's the ability to say no when everything in you craves the opposite. To choose character over comfort. Direction over distraction. Discipline is not the enemy of joy. It's the doorway to real, unshakable joy. Because once you learn to govern yourself, no one can govern you. The Stoics knew this. They didn't rage at life. They refined themselves until they were unshakable. And that is the silent crown. To rule your own mind. To master your emotions without suppressing them. To command your impulses without being cold. To build an inner citadel no storm can breach. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more stillness. It needs more you at full strength. Adaptability, the flow of inner power. The river doesn't resist the rock. It moves around it, fluid, patient, unstoppable. This is not weakness. It is power, true power, because the one who adapts survives. The one who flexes outlasts. The one who flows advances where others break. So don't pray for the path to be easy. Pray for the strength to adjust when it's hard. If life throws you chaos, become calm. If life throws you loss, become deeper. If life throws you silence, become wiser. The Stoics understood. The external world will never obey you, but your internal world, that is your kingdom, rule it well. When the plan breaks, build a new one. When the world shifts, you shift with it not because you're lost, but because you're alive. Rigid things snap, but you bend, and therefore you endure, learning the habit that builds giants. Let this truth sink in deep. You are one insight away from an entirely different future. And that insight won't always come from a mentor or a master. It might come from a book at midnight, a failure you didn't want, a conversation you didn't expect, but only if you are listening. The successful don't just work harder. They learn faster. They treat every moment as a classroom, every error as a lesson, every win as feedback, because they know life pays those who pay attention. So stay curious, stay open, read, reflect, question. Do not become so busy grinding that you forget to sharpen the blade. An undisciplined mind is like a dull sword. It looks strong until it's needed. Learning is not just for the ambitious. It's for the awake. And today you are awake. Presence, mastering the only moment you own. Stop chasing the horizon. Stop waiting for someday. Because someday is where dreams go to die. You only ever own now. This moment, this second, is the only time you can ever act, ever choose, ever change. The Stoics knew this. The past is gone. The future is fog. But the present is power. So take it. Stop replaying your old failures like they have something new to say. Stop fast-forwarding to fears that haven't even happened yet. Right now, you are breathing. Right now, you are free. Right now, you are capable of something greater. Use it or lose it. But no, this life does not wait. And neither should you.